Boom. Okay, we live. It's the
What's
word,
happening?
man. It's word.
Chilling, man. Chilling. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. Had a lot of just
Yeah,
life, man. A lot of
real life.
life.
Hell, we ain't even talk about it, but for our watchers out there, our boy Big Esco is a husband to be now. He proposed to his old lady.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
she said yes,
yeah.
so we ain't got no real round of applause, but I'm gonna clap for you,
I appreciate that. I
you
don't got
know.
the soundboard hooked up. You're right, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
we gonna get that. But I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, big
He
love to y'all,
stayed.
man. The whole city behind you, so it's a good
Yeah,
look.
yeah. That's fire
Mhm.
to have so many people sharing something so personal, but still we are able to share it with so many people, and so
Right,
many
right,
people are
right, right,
invested. So
right. For
super
sure.
nice. Shout out to Alexis. She said yes, so that was the biggest part, I guess. Evan Weir said no.
But
um,
the Lord works in also predictable ways, I would say
yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, um, yeah. Shout out. Speaking of which, like I said, you talk about the city. I want to start this off by giving a shout out to Brock Seals. He
Young
had
legend.
his 10th annual Art Mimosas and Pancakes at the Hawthorne down on Wash Ave. Man,
It's a good
flawless event
venue too
again.
for an event like that. I know it was busting.
Flawless event again. Had performers on the stage, so he gives the music artists a platform. He's giving the clothes artists a platform. He's giving the
Hmm.
visual artists a platform. I mean, if you a fly nigga, he giving you the platform to get a look off. If you a bad
Right, right,
bitch,
right,
put
right.
it out there. You know what I'm saying? This is where we all in the room together. And
Right, right, right.
it's
Now,
a beautiful
also like
thing.
the rollout and the promo was pretty tight. Saw like the local news clip with the art pancakes and everything. I'm like, all right,
Nah, he's
bro,
different.
he's definitely on another level right there. But yeah,
Yeah,
shout out to you, Brock, man. Good dude too, super talented. Keeps his head down, stays working, stays humble, stays
mhm,
kind.
yeah.
Like a true St. Louis legend for real, for real.
For real. You know what I mean? And like I said, just to know that it's been like 10 years, it's just amazing. That's
Yeah,
like and for me it's amazing because it was like around the time, I guess I've been back for half of it now.
right, right,
But it
right.
was around the time when I left the city, and so
Mm,
for him to during that time build something, it just shows what it means to have that kind of consistency.
right, right,
And
right, right,
he's even reaching down to generations underneath him now
right,
and it
right,
set a
right.
new standard. So, I mean, he's got to be looked at as one of the biggest black art curators in St. Louis history. I would imagine. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't know if who was doing it before him. I'm sure
Right,
somebody was.
right.
You know, shout out to Jason. I remember Jason. He was Jason Chambers. He was one of the first people to really start having the art show.
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
remember you DJ one.
Yeah, that was before I was really DJing. I'm
That was
SoundClouded.
that was different. That was a different time right
Yeah,
there.
man.
We straight had the souls
Wow.
perform. We straight performed. We was like that was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. That's a super throwback right
It's a
there.
super throwback. You know what I mean? So
Man, just even reflecting on how far culturally and creatively the St. Louis is like young black art scene has grown in the last 10, 15 years. It's actually hell 20 if you throw in kind of like back in us in high school blog era, made monarchs and all of that. Like,
I can give
yeah,
you
man.
think about it like this, and we can move on from the local and kind of get into a little bit more. But a person like Binko,
Mm-hmm.
DJ, shout out to Nita, shout out to Trackstar,
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis nigga too. They have their show, Trackstar show on Sirius. Shout out to Bingo. He's playing our new track, Wow, featuring Tef Poe. But to the point that you're making, they're a different generation than us,
Yeah.
creating a platform for artists like us and Jerry and Cairo and it's
Mm-hmm.
Davey Napalm. They've supported a whole bunch of us. That's not like I said, they age, we younger than them. And
Right.
then we've been able to open up and create a scene and keep the scene alive for the people that's the
Right.
generation after us and working with producers and the stuff that I'm doing search party. We're gonna have an event at Vintage Vinyl soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Another one. So yeah, it's been thriving, it's been going, it's been everybody has kind of just picked up the baton and kind of kept it going to the point that now, yeah, our DJs, some of our legendary DJs have a national platform where they
Mm-hmm.
platform at us as artists that's really going back towards us. And it's like, what
Mm-hmm.
can we continue to build? So it's super encouraging, especially being a person that got to watch what like Joe Fresh Goods did firsthand,
up in Chicago,
and seeing that like how he reorganized the scene to empower everybody. That was like the biggest thing that I saw from him. Was like, if he asked you to DJ, if he asked you to take a picture, if he asked you to model, now it meant something. And it just meant something to them. In real life, it really only just meant something to them. And it was a good enough time to where Chance was taking off when he did. And they, as a group, that's kind of what I'm saying. Somebody got a national platform. Chance reached down to the guy in Chicago. That's what you should do. And it continues to trickle down, trickles down. So people, like I said, I benefited from it. I'm not even from Chicago.
Right, type shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much motion he really, and like the wave that he was really on. You know what I mean? And so I just want to make sure we shouted out Brock, because we don't know what this doing for the other younger artists.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's that time. So, man, it's 2025. Clipse has the hottest rap album in America, for sure.
Yes. Yes.
I can just say that for sure.
Yeah. No,
Clipse got the hottest.
Talking about.
It's been a couple weeks. Tell me what you think.
I know. I know I was home last week. I was also rather tipsy. Did we talk about it?
Well, you said that you felt like you had an opinion that might be a little bit different than mine.
Okay. I did say that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a Clipse junkie, but I'm rational.
No, for sure. I do like the album. I think for me, I still was slightly underwhelmed, but it's not because of Pusha T and Malice. Pharrell needs to sit the fuck down with Chad Hugo and get back right. We need better beats. And I didn't really hear too many beats that I hated, but I didn't get a particular oomph that usually comes with that particular Neptune sound that we so used to, for real. And like I even just over the course of like the last week or two, I was talking to cats about like even All Right, Kendrick Lamar's song, Pharrell produced, yada yada yada. I'm like, it's a classic record for sure. And I think Pharrell is also a phenomenal songwriter. I think that is something that he actually has done really, really well. But when I go back and listen to that beat, I could live without that beat for real. Like he is some stuff. His samples on a couple of records though were very fucking freaky, and I'm like, okay, he doing something different. But I think just a little bit more of that punch from that Neptune sound, if it was him and Chad together, that's really the one really missing piece for me. But Rollout, the package like album with the t-shirt and the vinyl, all the interviews, and the interviews not being boring, even though they damn near did a dozen of them, really tapped in with a bunch of different platforms. I think it was a great way to show what traditional music rollouts look like, especially within hip hop. I think it was a moment that got fans excited, got journalists excited, got other musicians excited about it, and they're rapping their ass off at the end of the day, man. And like, I could talk shit about some beats or whatever, but they MCs and they were MCing the fuck out of that project. And for Malice to be so good with his pen without really whispering a single cuss word, loved it, man. But that's my take. I'm somewhere in like a A- B+ vibe, depending on the day. I think it'll probably grow on me though, especially as like the weather changes, the nights get a little longer, because it's very introspective, but also motivational and inspiring. So it's good mood music that's gonna carry throughout the rest of the year. But yeah,
how many mics? How many mics you giving it?
Ooh, if we go on mics, I would give it 4. I would give it a solid 4.
Solid. That's solid.
Yeah, I would give it 4 mics. Wish I could give it a 4.5, but I'm gonna give it a 4.
I think that what you're talking about to me is very Clipse. I don't think that the Clipse have a masterpiece in a way that you would look at like people would look at Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, even the same way that people look at and revere Aquemini, the same way that they revere Survival. What's Mobb Deep first and second album?
You're talking about the Infamous.
Yeah. And just those two, like the way that people talk about, because those albums are transformative. Lord willing, was a Neptune's project, the only Neptune's project that the Clipse have.
Mm.
It's the only Neptune's project that they have, and they were in between making commercial songs and making street songs.
So Hell Hath No Fury isn't all Neptunes produced?
No, my boy, that's Pharrell.
Pharrell did Hell Hath No Fury with no Chad. Okay, I know that. I know
most people don't. That's in that weird time
like
because it was in that weird space too. After that, NERD came back out, and that's when you get all the girls in the line seeing sounds, and they NERD made a couple more. But NERD made a couple more albums after that. But no, Hell Have No Fury is Pharrell, and again, an album that critically acclaimed, but people don't consider it a holy grail. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick Lamar has a holy grail, Good Kid, Mad City, which is holy grail. You know what I'm saying? That's why I go back to compare them to other groups, Aquemini, stuff like that. And I actually would like to talk to you about rap groups because I want to get your take on something. But so fast forwarding to this project from them, the clips for your average fans have never had a press play 13 straight tracks, 15 tracks, and it's like consensus. That's not really what the clips are for real. But the clips are genre rappers. It's like a Western. It's like a gangster movie. It's a horror movie. So if you're not already in, it's a horror movie classic. But it's not
right. Not genre class.
It's not Jurassic Park. It's not Jurassic Park. It's fine. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And so that has, to me, that's always the lens that I kind of view them from. So just like from a music standpoint, I'm with you 100%. Now, if you're into the lore of the Clipse of Pharrell and all of that, then to me, this is a 4.5. I would go 4.5.
Yes. And I'll zeroing in that perspective. Yes.
If it's for the public, I could even understand how some people could go 3.5. It could be hard for them to digest. But Pusha T even said himself, he's not for the baseline, for the basic listener. So to me, if you're not the basic listener, and I think that context should be included for music. So what's going on right now? It's a 4.5. Because they made, like I said, they have the #1 rap album that people are really considering. Jack Boys too. Jack Boys too. Jack Boys too. But what the thing that this album did, that GNX did, but now Let God Sort Them Out double down on, is that it's two sides of the road. Okay. And now people need to decide what side of the road are you on. And like I've been saying, in America, the final domino who is going to decide how much chaos we're going to have in hip hop this year and next year is Young Thug. I think that Young Thug is going to vote for Trump, Aubrey Trump. I think Young Thug is going to vote for Aubrey Trump and double down, because I don't think Pusha T and Malice are going nowhere. Pusha T said that.
Yeah, I would like at least another album from them. Niggas acting like
this
retirement album or something. No. I'm like, they're coming back.
In the next 2 years, I would love that. I would love in the next 2 years for them to do that. I would even love for Clipse to kill elite older. I know I'm not gonna make
that would be
an album, because I know that Clipse is not gonna make like an Alchemist album.
Right. Alchemist beat would go crazy though. Alchemist beat would go nuts.
But Pusha's so like don't want to wear what other people are wearing.
Yeah, of course. And but it don't take away from the fact that he would murder Alchemist beat though.
And I think he knows that too. I mean, he was on the Freddie Gibbs with Killer Mike, that track.
True.
He went crazy on that shit. He went crazy. So overall, I got to give Clipse a lot of love. Like, we've been doing it, but they really deserve it. It really has helped draw the line in hip hop and rap, which I think is good for hip hop and rap, and I think it's good for music overall.
Yeah.
You want to be a pop rapper, be a little bit more of a traditionalist. Let's figure out how we can refresh that sound.
No, I like how you put that. Also, considering it's kind of a little bit of the continuation of the Drake Kendrick line drawing, I feel like that was the tracing of it. Now you're really starting to carve it out. I mean, Wu-Tang's on tour right now. I saw Raekwon drop the album. I still got to listen to the Slick Rick one, but a lot of cats said the Slick Rick album is really good. And I did enjoy the Jack Boys project for what it's worth. It's a different vibe, obviously, but biking and exercising to it, it was great. You know, and I'm seeing people also just talk about young people who are growing up listening to Travis Scott's music. Like, this nigga been making the same type of music since I was 19. I want him to make something that I could feel at my age now. So, you know, I think hip hop is definitely at that 50-year-old kind of like reckoning space for real, for real. And I was actually rapping with one of my homies the other day, and I was just saying, based off of like how rock and roll and hip hop's trajectory have grown over their first 50 years, I still prefer hip hop's. My man's kind of pushed back a little bit, but when I started breaking it, you know, what about grunge? What about this? I'm like, rap got grunge variations too. We got punk variations. We got all of those things, and they're better. Like, MCs are the best like lyricists to me personally. I respect. There's some good writers out there across several genres, so I ain't taking away nothing from nobody. But if we talk about the totality of the genre, hell, Harvard even did that like study some years ago, saying that hip hop lyricists have like the most like expansive vocabularies. And then when you think about, because you know, you can listen to a real cool little Bob Dylan or Coldplay record, it can be nice. It's a lot of strings, and you know, it's very whimsical and big with all the instrumentation of it. But like Chris Martin, not always talking a lot of shit. You know, maybe Tom York might slide you a little something, you know, somebody that's a little witty here and there. But overall, for the genre, like, even though I'm not listening to Lil Tecca heavy, Lil Tecca is definitely a better writer than whatever your run-of-the-mill pop rocker is right now, bro. I'm just saying. That's just me, though.
Lil Tecca is definitely better than like Post Malone. He's definitely writing and saying more complex things than Post Malone.
For sure. And Glorilla better than Sabrina Carpenter.
Now I do like Espresso.
Oh yeah. People be having jams.
Hey man,
people
throw Espresso on at the right time, man. I'm turning up. I'm turning that bitch up.
I know it's gonna go crazy at the corporate gigs.
You know what I'm saying? Espresso gonna go crazy at the corporate gig every time. Every time. Oh man. Okay, so you make a good point. If Kendrick was a tracing of that line. Because you have artists like a lot of Drake fans who aren't hip hop fans. They have their own discourse. Nicki Minaj fans are kind of like that too. Lil Wayne fans are kind of like that. Newer Lil Wayne fans.
The YMCMB curse is real, bro. I'm seeing the people pointing the fingers and the holes in the armor. It's like, you know, YMCMB curse is real.
And so, you know, it was a lot of talk about like who is the best rap duo, who is the best rap group. Somebody, I know Complex made a list. We're not gonna go back over the list because it wasn't that great of a list. But somebody who was super high on there that maybe you've listened to him a little bit more than me. You can give me a little, but like MOP.
Well, how high did they rank MOP? I like vaguely. I remember they did drop a. That's a crazy one.
Hold on.
MOP don't need to be above Ray Swimmerd, bro. And I mean, I respect MOP, but Ray Swimmerd, I hope that at least Ray Swimmerd is ranked higher than MOP because that's crazy.
Rap duo.
And Annie Up is like the one. I mean, that's the one that we know, but we talking about great duos where we talking about full-length albums at the same time, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going through the list pretty fast. They did like a 22 of their top 22s, and yeah, I mean they got MOP at 7 above EPMD and Clipse.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't. So my first thing
I'm just saying, outside of Annie Up, I literally don't know no other.
Don't nobody know nothing.
Maybe people in New York do, and maybe people could feel that way because they had like A-Ball and MJG at like number 6. And I feel like maybe
still MOP is not a top 10 rap duo, bro. UGK got to get up in there somewhere. Like Eric B and Rakim not a duo, but Run DMC.
They
Like,
put
come
them in
on,
there.
technically, yeah, of course, but like I'm just naming names that are better than MOP. You said they what number 7, 8? They
7.
top 10. Like that's
Look,
ridiculous.
8 is EPMD, 9 is
Yeah,
Clipse, 10 is
yeah,
Dead Prez, 11 is
yeah.
Black Star, 12 is the
Okay,
Beat Nuts, 13 is Jazzy
okay.
Jeff and Fresh Prince. They're not a rap duo. 14 is
Yeah,
Camp Low, 15 Run the Jewels. So I mean,
bro,
I
MOP don't need to be that high. That's some like very local New York shit, and that be the thing. These fucking publications be based in New York and be thinking that hip hop is still just all centered around New York these days, bro.
right.
You just got brought on off of your internship for the first time, and now you can get you some insurance. You think you can tell me that MOP Annie Up goes harder than fucking EPM? You got to chill is better than fucking Annie Up long term.
I'm saying the fact that for sure, if you are, that's what I'm saying.
It's
And
crazy.
we were just talking about if you're a surface level rap fan, for sure now you've heard of Pusha T.
Yeah.
You
I
don't know
mean,
that.
it's,
No, but I'm just
yeah,
saying that alone. That to me counts for something. Grinding. And Annie Up might have been a bigger song than Grinding, I guess.
I don't even know
Maybe.
if it probably commercially is over in the grand scheme of things. Is Annie Up is maybe only a couple of years older than Grinding. It's not super duper old.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
pretty sure Clipse probably got more streams and fucking more platinum plaques than fucking Annie Up at this point.
Let's look.
The nation is not carrying Annie Up everywhere you go.
And this is not me trying to shit on MOP.
Yeah, now all due
It was
respect,
released in 2000. It was released in 2000. Since their breakout single, it released and reached number 7 on the UK singles chart.
UK singles, okay.
So it was a big. They got an international hit. I give them that. I can give them that. United States hot rap songs. Yeah, it was number 19. USA hot R&B hip hop songs. It was number 74. So it wasn't even a. I don't even know if this is a top.
It wasn't even a number one hit.
Come on. So what did I just say? For hip hop, for hot rap songs, it got to number 19. So it was a top 20.
Top 20
in 2000. In 2000.
That's not bad. There was some sharks out there around that era, so I feel it. But it was more. It's a big like club record for real. It's not really a radio commercial hit for real.
Let's just see. Let's just see the charts. Yeah, man, this was a number 8 rap song. Grinding. Hot R&B and hip hop songs 10. It was a top 30 Hot 100 song.
Hot 100.
Just that one song. They only made it off of that one song
right there.
When the last time? I'm just curious. When the last time? And when the last time was a hotter song than that? And they don't even like that song. That's what I'm saying. And that's not the Pharrell. You could try to say, oh, Pharrell, but no, that's not why niggas like the Clipse. Like that was
Pharrell. Complex is becoming. This just a hot take. I'm just being spicy, but that Complex is becoming the revisionist history Fox News of Black and hip hop culture.
I'm not mad at that.
Like they really rewriting history in ways that I've never seen before, and they have a platform too that is still very, very big. So I would argue that they're still pretty influential, at least amongst young people who don't know no better. But that's a wild assessment to say that MOP. I mean, just simply is better than Clipse. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, MPMD to your point. You got to chill along. It's. I don't have to get into it, but I was just like when I saw that number 7.
Yeah,
and I knew the list was wrong, but I just was like, I mean, they got the top 2 right, I guess, with Outkast and Mobb Deep. It took me.
Live with that.
I could live with that. I understand Mobb Deep's relevance. I understand like why it was hot. Like I get it. Context matters. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying before.
Both of those groups have like those genre transformative sort of classics.
Like we talked about.
They both made like the Apple 100
a couple times too. A couple different times too. Like they got actual like hits that you can play everywhere. You know what I mean? So okay, well, I'm glad I don't feel as like because I was like, damn, did I miss MOP? Like I feel like I just know that one.
No, it was Andy Up was the moment, bro. Like can't if we can't think of no time that like another MOP record was banging on like Rap City or
I just like I would know it
in Park or nothing. Like we just would have seen it after school. Like
to me, they feel closer to Black Star then. Helter,
Yeah,
they
but
got
I would
Helter
get. I
Skelter
mean,
on
Black
there. They got
Star. What they want out? Well, they got two now, a couple of them.
yeah,
But
that second
Black
album's hard.
Star, yeah, Respiration and fucking Brown Skin Lady are. They're actually more culturally significant songs than Anti Up in 2025. Granted, that list is probably a couple years old, but I don't
No,
expect
that's a
them.
brand new list based off because Clipse came out.
Oh,
No, that's a brand new list.
oh, I
They
thought
did
that
it
was the
because
one.
they did it because
No,
Clipse came out.
no.
That's what I'm saying. It's a brand
Oh
new list.
man, no, that's an AI list, G. I'm sorry. That is not an editorial team list. It can't be. It can't
So
be.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they even just looking at it from charts, it says like, and I'm just saying like you get credit for continuing on. So it's like you don't have to look at them in like these time capsules. Andre
Right,
3000
right.
continues on and does certain things, and
You know, Big Boy's still doing good for himself.
you know what I mean. Like so, um, last little music bit, I guess. You know, we don't even have to spend too much time on this, but I kind of want to the culture wars, as I kind of was alluding to, the Infinity Wars is continuing. Drake in London, you know, he said, you know, the London MCs, they're the best lyricists right now. Now we know that that's a technical false statement. I'm not mad at him for hyping up the crowd, but the conversation has already begun from the Londons, from our British bros. You know what I'm saying? That they like, yeah, man, it feels kind of funny. You run to London when you need a check balance.
Right, yeah, I definitely saw the pushback, and a lot of them also was like, "Bro, that ain't even what we own over here. Like,
that ain't even our goal.
That's not what we trying to do.
That ain't even the goal." And so I don't. Again, it seems like we're in this like great division, or like we're coming up when for rap we're like the conversations that were happening in rap, like you said, we had 52 53 years now, conversations that might have been happening in year 10 15, like, or year 20, even 25, like when Puffy came out,
Right.
the Underground, the Native Tongue, KRS-One was having these conversations that it's hip-hop and then it's like the rap music that they sell to y'all.
Right.
Now that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think Jay-Z is the nail in the coffin.
What you mean?
Reestablish this to orient this conversation around hip hop and to keep it separate from mainstream rap and pop music. People online, young people online, confused on what's important around the narrative, saying things like, you know, y'all compare one artist and say that they sold this amount and it wasn't a good release for them, but then could come out with a good album and they sell 90,000 and y'all like, that's great. And
right.
One, the Clipse are independent, so that's got to be added in there. I feel like if they're a major label, that's easy 120 first week, 130, because that's what they did when they were on a major label. So independent artists, they had to go out, hustle, get the rollout going, move these songs. They didn't even have probably their second single that wasn't even on DSPs to the album.
Right.
So hey, I actually like that. I liked having to go to YouTube and just watch the video or just listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Jay-Z to me is going to have a big release. Jay-Z comes out, he do 220, right? Just because his diehard fan. Everybody's just gonna give it a listen.
Yeah, it's a Jay-Z record.
The fans, even the younger niggas that's like, well, let me listen to this shit. They're gonna try it out and they'll have their criticisms. But if he executes like a real, what people consider like not even a classic Jay-Z album, but just a great album in 2025 from Jay-Z, I think it puts the nail in the coffin, because it's like he's not going to have a good album with the pop rap artists. And that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, Playboi Carti's album aged some people out because he didn't need them to have a hot album.
Yeah.
It solidified who's the hottest. The hottest in Atlanta is Future.
Right.
Future is the hottest artist from Atlanta. Period. So he has become this transformative generational breaker where he can do a lot of things. Like I said, Thug wasn't a part of that. Kanye wasn't a part of that for the first time, not being part. Drake
Right.
wasn't a part of it, and Jay-Z has been out on not being on the hottest albums for some years now. By his own doing, of course. I feel like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So to then speed up Kendrick Lamar to be now the person that's on the hottest albums.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
JoJo, my shit, boy. I might DJ that later.
Bro, I played Mojo Jojo on Friday. You know, I that shit worked. That Playboi Carti shit hidden.
It's a jam.
Backdoor works. All them choices work. Even for the people who I know wasn't expecting to hear it, you know, I had to go through a little. So be it. I had to do a little fight though. I had to do a little POV because it's like, yeah, no, niggas need to come out here and you know that be represented. I can play FICO and Wham Whammy, and it be It all kind of makes sense, you know. So I don't know. I just feel like this great divide, like you said, people kind of turning on Travis a little bit. Like these artists are getting older. The younger artists are not sticking in the same way. So these are just the still legacy bigger artists.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like, excuse me, it's a bubbling culture war that came up last year with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and people look at it as like a big Kendrick Lamar and Drake conversation, but it's such a bigger conversation that's going on right now.
No, for sure. I think I mean we dawn in it from time to time in various ways over here, but to me I think the young people they need help in the education, not in like a way that is hopeless, but for me right now, I'm excited about this Tyler the Creator album. Like I think he might be the one that really is the transcendent, like the new Kanye for the next generation, the way that Kanye was for a lot of the other folks in our generation and all that. Because Tyler's really good, and like even the LL Cool J references and all, I'm like, oh, bro, doing LL Cool J, and he make a really good like rap love song. Shout out LL for being a pioneer in that way, but also just like style, aesthetically, like LL was on some other shit, and he was a really good MC. Like LL Cool J is still. He's the one who invented the term "go." Like he the one who invented the term.
And his last project was really good.
Yeah. So you know, and I mean, even like his work that he does with Rock the Bells still, and all these other different things, is like, bro, is really like an icon and pioneer. And I think seeing Tyler do like this variation of like being a student of hip hop and like getting better with time as he learns more things and tries more things, but also his like kind of Kanye West world building component. From the clothing to the activations. He was the only artist that a couple of years ago when he was at Lollapalooza to have his own exclusive merch booth. Like usually Lolla gets a cut of your merch. Tyler was able to like broker a deal where he got his own golf merch section and he got all of that money. So I'm like, you know, it's just certain things like that, bro. Planet, but he's learning from he's learning from Wayne, he learning from Pharrell, he learning from Hov. Like he be talking to them for real, and going out there like he samples, he digs. He's learning how to play melodies and keys. Like you can tell he's really a nerd and passionate about it. That's a differentiator versus like the other kids who are just still kind of making beats. And they're become, you know, you start doing whatever your creativity thing is and you kind of work off your talent and your curiosity for a while. But the real defining thing is how much you're looking to like study the craft and the history of the thing. That because you might be in a drought or not that hot for 5-10 years, and then you come through and you got a banger, but you were continuously working on your craft. Or a Rock Marciano type that is okay with the underground, but the underground's having a good moment. Griselda them niggas be on WWF, that should be on Peacock, bro. Like having Westside Gunn's name pop up at WrestleMania on an NBC owned platform is actually crazy. How much he is not a commercially like known person. And like I love the jams, the Wham Whammies and all that shit. Those are good fun records still, but
those are kid records.
Exactly. And like that's the people that survive are the ones who are good at it. Like even thinking about drill with like Herbo. Like Herbo was an MC. Bro be rapping. He was really rapping really well back then. But like, bro is like a
real rapper,
like a real different sort of cloth, and he gets respect from the OGs and MCs and all of that too. Excuse me, and that's not always the case. I think that's going to be the great differentiator, and we all know hip hop, party music, yada yada yada. That'd be the bloodline for a lot of motherfuckers. But someone like I know I mentioned him earlier, Ray Swimmer, love me some Sway. I fuck with Slim Jimmy too, but Sway Lee, man, these kids are making eardrummers. Mike Will made it, party bangers, but then he can go out there and like write a song like Formation for Beyonce.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
real.
it's just like what like the Leans Gone Cold shit where he's like playing off of Lisa, the Dido,
Yeah.
thank you. I just want to thank you in the stand shit or whatever, and flipping that over to a Leans Gone like, oh, like you have a particular thing you like writing music.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking time to do that as opposed to just punching in and just like saying whatever for 2-3 bars at a time, like you actually thinking it through. That's a craftsman to me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that we're just going to kind of see how that starts to disseminate. Also, we're seeing still the decline of hip hop's like commercial success while country's kind of rising up. And then a lot of contemporary country is absolutely eating off of what hip hop has already done and paved the way for. And a lot of people are collaborating across those genres too these days and going for those bags. Big S the Plug don't really need to be on the country record, but he own one and he eating. So it's like, damn,
he got it. You know,
that's what we're at right now.
To your point though, and then we can move on from this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ride, like I don't believe that when they say that about country and it being bigger and it's selling more at the top when you look at it that way, because does country music have a Pluto?
Maybe that's Post Malone. I don't
no,
know.
But I'm not talking about Future. I'm talking about the girl Pluto.
Oh.
She is not a top 20 rap artist.
Yeah.
Think about that. She's not a top 20 rap artist, can have one of the bigger songs in rap. That's how big rap is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop. Then that's what I'm saying. Like, I know Garth Brooks exists and all the other stuff, and they could bring out, but like, let's not act crazy. Let's not act like our biggest artist is just crazy or they're just old. Like, let's not act like Kanye is just crazy. He's just crazy. But like, let's not act like let's not do that. Like, I understand what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? And certain record labels, like, just with superhero movies.
Yeah.
That's what we put.
And
but those aren't the best movies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that kind of
for
thing.
sure. And I think at year's end, we'll probably see that the hip hop genre is still the most played. There's, at least for me, I don't hear nobody saying country is taking away from hip hop's like pie share, but there is less like that. The growth rate of hip hop is slowing down, which is a different type of conversation to be had. But I mean, when you've been the biggest genre in the world for hell, is you bound to slow down at some point. We get wrapped up in growth and capitalism in a particular way and view growth in a particular way. I think through the lens of capitalism that we're always focused on that. But like, I mean, there's no more dominant or influential culture globally than hip hop. You know, so that matters at the end of the day more than, I mean, people is broke, bro. It's hella people doing family plans on Spotify right now. I don't know what the stream numbers really look like. And then you got bots and all that other shit. But when it comes to cultural dominance and influence, all that.
So what did you see the new Jordan commercial?
Jordan the one that they dropped over the All-Star Weekend. It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, so Jordan brand came out with their new, I guess, commercial. I don't know. I'm assuming this summer.
I'm guessing. I mean, it's a good time. And the ESPYs was the other day. The All-Star Weekend this weekend. Football training camp is preseason right around the corner.
I don't know if this is. I guess basketball, because it was a basketball focused commercial. It seemed like they announced. Team Jordan. Yeah. So it's just like they announcing. That was the first time I think Trae Young had been in a commercial. Maybe Paolo too.
The boys about to turn up next season.
You know, so that was cool. The whole musical thing. I thought it was really clever because, in my opinion, new athletes don't have personalities.
Yes, that gets defined and developed over time.
Like Paolo can't make a good commercial by himself. They don't have the same kind of personalities that like younger athletes had because they didn't have social media. So it was like, if you were younger, like LeBron actually has a real personality. Like he's not like a social media personality. Like this dude is actually a big silly dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like D-Wade actually will sit there and talk to people. Carmelo. Like these dudes have real personality. Like these new dudes, like don't. That's why Shea is so big, because he's able to just like express another part of himself that he's not basketball. It's like, oh, he likes clothes. Like he don't even really say nothing for real. It's like,
more just shows it exists. Like it's a part of his ethos.
Shows it. Yeah, and it feels authentic, not like, oh, you just have money and you hire a style. So, you know, the conversation had been around the WNBA recently here, just had their All-Star Weekend this past weekend. They had their, doing the warm-ups, they had the Pay Us What You Owe Us shirts on, which was them getting ready to negotiate their new bargaining agreement. Because they don't really receive any revenue.
When I saw that rate compared to the NBA, that's super nasty work. The girls at least need to be getting it up there close to the NBA.
I think that now is the WNBA's time to pivot and make a new business, like new business model. And to me, the continued growth of the league is to play during basketball season.
I agree.
And it pains me that I'm not going to talk about Asia Wilson in January, February, and March. Like, I'm not going to talk about Caitlin Clark in March and January, like during basketball season. And I understand people say, well, they use a lot of the same arenas as the guys. And I'm like, well, so what? It's time. Then to me, that means it's time to hit other markets that have basketball power. You'll have you be your big markets, but now it's time to grow and expand.
That would be
like, it. To me, like I know it'd be harder to have the league, and they can have it in the second half of the NBA season because it's a shorter season. But I feel like they just got to start in March. Give us March, April, May, June, and be done in July. Like, sports fatigue is a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why baseball was such a big sport, because it's such a long sport, because it's like we get sports fatigue. And so people travel during the summer, you know, things of that nature. So I just think that the growth of the league is there. But something that was really interesting to me, and something that is, I think, bound for them to have to address in a different kind of way, is like recently they had did you catch any of the Stud Budz?
Some of it, yeah. That's the talk of the town right now. Stud Budz going crazy in the streets.
The Stud Budz took over the weekend. Live streaming 72 straight hours. It was Courtney Williams, and who was the other? The Stud. It's even popping up on Google.
Oh,
the
nice.
Stud Budz.
They trending.
The Stud, who even pop up? Who are the Stud Budz? Twitch channel. Natisha Hydeman. Yeah, Natisha Hydeman and Courtney Williams. Two great players in their own right too as well. But one, them live streaming events in that way, totally kind of new for basketball players in that way.
Kind of innovative. I'm like, all right, y'all try some new experimental shit right there, and it worked out.
But there is a reason that the NBA superstar players cut off the cameras at some point in time, and they have more stage personas. Because something that the WNBA has that the NBA doesn't have, is couples in the locker room.
Yeah.
NBA players, to my knowledge, if they are, they're keeping it a secret. They don't date. They don't have that type of relationship. And it hasn't. I think there's a difference between people being married. So like two players are married. I actually don't really have a problem with that, because you went through a whole different kind of commitment. It shows another level of seriousness and just commitment to the person. But this is the first major league where people are dating on the teams, and NBA Twitter is having fun with it, because they're like, yeah, imagine J-Dub twerking on SGA on the live. It's like, and that is the actual difference between men and women, especially black men and women, how we exude show our fun side, how we do all these other things. The young NBA players are freaked out. They freaked out.
They definitely do
it. If you remember, go back and read the Paul George story. NBA players, go back and read what happened to Steve Nash's wife and how. Go back and read Kobe, Shaq. NBA players are freaked out. I'm not saying the WNBA players are not freaked out, but it's another level of freedom that they have.
Yeah.
it being a queer league. And I wonder the reason that the NBA is so buttoned up and tight is because David Stern created this atmosphere for corporate violence. These white people are not gonna give us this money if they think that
Right.
y'all thugs. I know y'all
Right.
not really thugs, but y'all young men, y'all silly, y'all
And you
getting all
black,
this
you like
money.
hip hop.
The truth is, let's just keep it real. I'm this older white man. I come from a different background than y'all. Y'all are coming up. You're struggling. Y'all have different backgrounds that always aren't the most traditional, most acceptable. That don't sometimes come with a lot of trauma. You know what I'm saying? It's a complex situation. I gotta wrangle this, so Michelob give us this money. Because if I let Allen Iverson come out with this goddamn 40 bar CD, he's gonna ruin the league.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's a certain level of expectation and responsibility and restriction that NBA players have that other leagues don't have. And we don't know anything about MLB players.
Right.
We don't even know who the NFL players are. And they have a different kind of freedom that they could slap somebody and choke somebody and get to go play that NBA players don't have. But basketball culture is built around that, and the WNBA is before our eyes changing basketball culture and media rights culture. Because if I'm a WNBA media partner, if I'm ESPN, how did I not have the Stud Budz? How did I not own this?
Right, because they want a piece of it now for sure.
I always thought that even about Shedeur Sanders. They had the Sean Fox, Deion Sanders Jr. would be walking around filming, the brother Shedeur and the other little brother. I'm like, this is the best footage. How am I not Fox and I'm not giving her the check every week after the game? Send this in. We gonna Prime Netflix. That's the money right there. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was I really wanted to talk to you about that and get your take on the Stud Budz and just the evolution of sports.
No, I'm here for it, man. I mean, it also is nice to see how many people are excited and like intrigued and wrapped around it and all of that. So like thumbs up to me in general. I think that the WNBA, I don't know what the ratings look like, but I do think as far as like conversations happening in culture right now, it's been a good time. And the game was pretty decent too. I ain't gonna front. I was watching it. Yeah,
it was entertaining. I was excited. I was excited to see
so that was all dope.
They played good.
But no, I mean, I think they're kind of in a perfect storm. I mean, I want nothing but the best for all the ladies and the players in general at this point, because once they can get that monetary aspect equalized, it's gonna be so good. Like Stud Budz also, I don't think would happen pre-social media and like all of the social change that has happened because of social media. Gen Z, 1 in 3 of Gen Z identifies as either queer or just like non-conforming to any particular thing, just kind of fluid. You like what you like. That does not happen without the explosion of conversations and communities online in social media spaces where people can connect with one another, even questioning your sexuality and seeing it beyond just the straight gay kind of binary that's out there. Those things would not happen without social media. The rise of Black women. It's been shown, studies of studies, we already know Black women got the most degrees out here these days, but also they use social media the most and most efficiently while also starting the most amount of successful small businesses right now. It's a great time to be a Black woman with a social media platform and an idea. I'm not saying everybody makes it, but this is the prime time to get out there and hustle. You're doing it through community building and all these other things. And I think also just, the space for young girls who, I mean, from a business perspective, is prime real estate to get them latching on to whatever brand, because they're going to grow with you more than likely over the years. And just the rise of interest from young ladies all the way through adults right now, like the female sports fan, this is still rising. It's already about 50-50 on most of like your basketball, your football, men and women. I was doing some stuff at work last year and saw that women are about 55 to 45% buying more game tickets than men for NBA games. So I'm like, okay, I didn't get to the nuance of, like season tickets and all the other stuff, but just seeing that the girls are showing up, and that's NBA. We already know WNBA going to even skew even more on that side. And kind of how I was mentioning a little bit earlier, like I loved their activations that they had. the free stuff. You know, Jordan, the homegirl over at Wyden and Kenny and all of that. She was talking about how she was at so many events. She got so much free stuff that she wants to keep. She don't have to figure out another way to ship it all back. She had a bottle of, I think, like LeBron or Kevin Hart's tequila, hella like Fenty makeup, like just these are big brands and big names on top of the smaller ones that are trying to emerge and kind of grow their platform on some Stud Budz type shit. And everybody's kind of converging there. And you know, the ladies in general, how we're socialized between guys and girls. The girls are going to talk, they're going to network, they're going to follow each other, they're going to like things, they're going to so like the social media amplification of the WNBA specifically has been great to see over the last 2-3 years. Really, you know, that dawning of the Carolina and Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in the college days. And now they're trickling over, growing up, becoming young women and stars and celebrities in their own rights in their professional sport. And we're seeing them being interviewed on these large platforms, all these other things. Is going to grow. It's other young talent. We still waiting on Juju to get healthy. Juju going to be a powerhouse when she come back, you know? So it's a bunch of other stuff to look forward to, which is also why I'm rooting for them with this collective bargaining agreement. Because what is it, like 9% profit share for them versus like 50% of the NBA? That needs to be 50-50. Plain and simple. It needs to be 50-50.
Yeah.
And the league is going to grow. Everybody going to eat, but 9% is nasty. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, 9% is nasty, and it wasn't that before. It's only continued to grow since then. And you know, I liken it to, that's what I'm saying, like they are in a real pivotal spot these next couple years with the ushering in of Juju, with the NIL, who is going to be the next wave of their players, you know what I mean? And growth. And growth is very hard to obtain because in capitalism, the board, the shares, they want consistent growth every year. Every year we want a new kind of growth. We want it to be even bigger. And so the NBA to get that growth is starting to go overseas. The NBA to get that growth is starting to play year round. Summer League championship is today in Las Vegas, where they don't have a team, where they congregate through tournaments and they do all these different things. You know what I mean? So, and you know, we talk about the face of the league. We're watching the NBA go through an actual generational shift right now. There can't be one face of the NBA. There can't be one face of the NBA anymore because of social media. And I'll kind of talk about, it was the WNBA is kind of showing that as well too, because Courtney Williams is not a big name. And then that fast now, they were talking about the Stud Budz on ABC.
On the back. That's tight. I ain't catch that part. That's hard.
They're mentioning the Stud Budz on ABC.
Nah, that's love.
You know what I mean? That says so much. As a kid that grew up watching
Right.
As a kid that grew up watching And1, watching the Stud Budz on ABC is amazing and hilarious at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And the WNBA players are so much more approachable than the NBA players, because these guys are millionaires at 16, 17 now. And the women are about to go into that. Can they stop the erosion of the love of the game? That's the NBA as you get to big players, big money, and that's European basketball and the NBA. Professional sports, the love of the game dies down as the love of money comes into play. So, and the reason I say NBA can't have a face of the league, because LeBron James ended the GOAT conversation, because in a similar way that Drake did in music, when you start having to instantly respond to the crowd, it takes away how you create the GOAT. You were the GOAT because it was like, you're going to come into a setting that's one way and you're going to change the setting. You're Kareem, you're going to change it. I'm going to become Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm changing the whole setting. I'm going to be Larry Bird. I'm going to come out here and whoop these black dudes' ass and drink beer. I'm changing the setting. In rap, people change the setting. If now you come out with an album and then people say, I wish that you did this, and then you have to acknowledge it and respond to it, well, now you're responding to the crowd. And that's why, that is the part that bothers Drake about Kendrick Lamar, and how he's able to still have a little bit of bite to his records because he's not responding to the crowd. We have to respond to him.
Right.
And that is like a very small nuance. Even I saw Tyler the Creator. He tweeted this morning about his project. You all better change your expectations of the project. This is not a concept album. He's lifetime educating his fans. This is why I have DJ Drama on it. This is why I rap with the Clipse. This is why I do this, because you guys are little shitheads online that don't get it. And you guys are just like retweeting each other in these echo chambers, and you're like, yeah, because DJ Academic said he didn't sell 100,000. So, and that's just not the context. That's just wrong. You guys are just wrong, and that's okay, because we were wrong at some points in time about some stuff too. But not as wrong as you guys were, and that's okay too. That's okay too. You know what I'm saying? And we're live time watching narratives around culture. Just
I like that, and it's funny because for those who don't know, because I think it's probably rolling how they typically do, but like Instagram's algorithm is changing. There's also a rumor that TikTok is going to be changing theirs as they prepare for the US version, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to do a US version of TikTok sometime next year, apparently, or whatnot. So those are two big things. But the whole talk right now in the industry is like leaning away from vanity metrics. Likes and comments are no longer the things that's going to be actually boosting you. It's about shares and saves now. Share because you feel like it's valuable and worthy of actually telling other people about. And then saving because you feel like the content is something valuable and worthy of coming back to. You layer in all of these different conversations that are being had. Authenticity, that's always been a thing, authenticity, but also a big buzzword for the last few years has been community, from run clubs to yoga and Pilates and community. And you also see a lot of people who have been tried and true doing the work for several years being overshadowed by influencers that are kind of coming in and like quickly engineering a quote unquote community with no actual legitimate ties to anything. They're just kind of co-opting the space right now. And I think that's really kind of where I'm thinking about like records and things of that nature, and like the music industry or, fashion, all these other various aspects of culture that we talk about. People be so focused on numbers and like these vanity metrics, if you will, where what really matters is with someone like a Tyler the Creator, that man just sold out hella shows on a world tour, bro. On a world tour. So you could talk about what his streams look like, but he's making millions of dollars in merch sales alone, on top of the ticket sales, on top of the streams being there. And his music's good. People are going to be listening to his best projects at least for the next 10, 15 years. Absolutely. Easy. Absolutely. And he's still likely going to be around because he's good at his shit and he focuses on his craft. And he's building a community. It took some time. We saw the early iFuture stuff, but even then, when it was going to the stores and all that, it was them and they homies and they ragtag crew going and performing in stores and on the strip and all of that.
Making it happen.
It snowballs over time from there, but you cannot social media posting virality your way into a community, into a subculture, into like real stands that don't just think that you're really pretty or really fucking like, charismatic. Like, even with the Trump shit, who I don't really fuck with, but bro was really out there in them weeds, fuck with them Tea Party ragtags and shaking hands, kissing babies, going to them deep rural pockets and having them speeches with just 10,000 all the way up till he got to 100,000 sometimes. But he did that actual grassroots work. And I think oftentimes nowadays, from brands all the way down to like people who are brand new trying out endeavors, we think that we can use social media as a shortcut to kind of like actually sidestep the hard work of connecting with people. When you get bigger, you can't connect with everybody, but you will have a core at any point because you went through the mud. You did, like, I love that Lil Baby video where he was just doing that show and it wasn't nobody there, and Buddy like put the money in his pocket. Funny video in general, but I respect him, and I'm not even the hugest of Lil Baby fans. I like enough of his music or whatever, but having seen the fact that he was in them trenches and doing that, or when the City Girls like kind of started doing that solo thing and JT went on like that club tour, we know how nigga clubs be. You still might make 50, 60, 70 a show, And that club big as hell, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not the optics don't look like the arena tour. So you think it's like crazy, but they probably would have had to one split 50-50, be lower on the bill. They're not doing arena tours as the City Girls themselves anyway. That wasn't happening. But
Mm-hmm.
JT's scooping them up, eating them up. Brand deals happening. She's meeting all these people. Her and Uzi, their relationship. She a fashion girl. You know, she went and met these people though. This isn't fucking people just
Mm-hmm.
calling her up to model for Marc Jacobs. I'm sure she's probably done shots and blow with Marc Jacobs at this point, and really be hanging with Moa
Mm-hmm.
Lola and all of that, you know. But that's going and actually politicking with motherfuckers, bro. And I think, you know, layer that on with the whole Gen Z stare. I've been seeing a lot of like talk about that lately, the Gen Z stare, and how they're apparently like their social skills are declining on top of their cognitive skills, all this chat GPT stuff. It teach the babies,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Like I just always say, we got to keep teaching the babies. I don't think that they're hopeless, but direction and instruction is needed.
Mentorship.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. That was a good talk. That was good. I like that a lot. That was, you said some real shit right there about social media. Um, let's end on some St. Louis shit
Okay.
like we started. Shout out my boy James
Nice,
Gunn.
nice.
You know, dropped the heater, Superman. Got the people into the DCEU, their first real
Mhm.
big joint for real. Mr. Terrific, a black character, really stole the show.
Okay,
I'm not even gonna
I
hold
still
you.
need to see it, but I have heard people say that the Superman is pretty good.
Mr.
Okay.
Terrific stole the
Okay.
show. Yeah, without giving you any spoilers, we're just back to a little campy time.
Nice.
You know what I mean? 2000s had some camp in it. The Superman is
We at that
very
point.
camp. It's
We at
very
that point.
Superman, but it's still good though. Like it doesn't lose any of the, like, people were calling it, I guess, somewhat corny, or people just were misconstruing. I would say people were misconstruing like the campiness for corniness. And I just think that James Gunn is really smart and able to merge both worlds really well. And so it was a fun time at the movies, which is all I
Okay.
really want,
Okay.
is just to have a
I
good
would.
time at the movies.
Did you happen to
You
see
know,
Jurassic Park by chance? Okay.
of
Nice.
course
Nice.
I did.
I did enjoy that one. That was a banger.
Jurassic Park was fun. Jurassic Park was fun. It was fun. It's just good
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. It's so much meat on the bones to me that I think they could do a Jurassic Park now, updating it. But I get it. It's a monster
Yeah,
movie. That's
yeah,
all. It's just a
yeah. And I
monster.
mean, the CGI and the graphics, I'm like, all right, whatever the technology is with the special effects these days, they going crazy across a lot of these different movies. I'm here
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah. It's fun. So no, Superman was worth it. The blockbusters are back. I saw
Oh yeah,
F1
that did
with
drop.
Brad Pitt
Yeah.
dancing. That was a good Amazon. I mean Apple TV. Apple. Yeah, that's an
Oh
Apple
really? I
movie.
didn't know that was Apple movie.
Um,
Okay, okay.
That's an Apple movie. That's an Apple movie. That's one of the reasons why I went to go see it in the theaters, because
Yeah,
Apple
yeah,
don't
yeah,
be
yeah.
sparing the
I see
budget
that. I
or
saw
whatever.
they
So
sold
that
some
was
tickets
good.
too, so that's good. Good ROI.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, it was good. It was a real good movie. It surprised me. Like I can't wait to watch
Oh,
it again,
okay. Yeah.
actually. It's one of those. So I'm gonna probably go see Fantastic Four by the time the next time
Okay.
we
Okay.
pod.
Okay.
So that was all I had really on my list of the Apple on the movies. What's dude name? Leonardo DiCaprio is in that movie with Tiana Taylor that's coming out. It's a Paul Thomas
Oh, I
Anderson movie,
did see the
PTA movie.
trailer for that. Oh, yeah, yeah,
I want to
yeah,
see
yeah.
that. I want to see that. I want to see that. Low-key. I
No,
low-key want to see
that'll
that.
be a good one. Paul Thomas Anderson is
Um,
also just he's good at what he do. So I don't expect like bad
yeah.
work from him.
Yeah, it's not
What
gonna be
I'm
bad. It might not be what I expect, but it
What
ain't
I'm
gonna be
really
bad.
anticipating though, I ain't gonna lie, man. I know Spike love to like work the film festival circuit, but I need that Denzel ASAP Rocky movie. This is gonna probably hit the theaters in
No,
the
we there.
fall, like he typically does before award
Yeah.
season. But I'm anticipating that Denzel talking about he about to call it quits in the next couple years. So I need to see as
Yeah,
much
yeah. He
Denzel in
got
my
that.
system as I can get. Pause.
Man, whoa, it's crazy. Hey, yo. And we gonna get we gonna get Denzel and Coogler in
Yeah,
Black
yeah, yeah,
Panther
yeah, yeah. He say he read the
3.
script, he fucked with it, he like it, he gonna tap in. So
Denzel in the
yeah, yeah.
MCU,
Now
man.
that's super
Denzel in the
hard.
MCU. I'm
Yeah,
here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So yeah, man, it's just a lot of culture
yeah.
shit going on, man. It's just a lot of good stuff coming out, man. So I'm excited. We like I said, that Tyler album will be out. We definitely can review, get some early listens on that, see what that's hitting
No, for
for.
sure. Also, for the people, I don't know if I told you, but I did launch my Substack now, so I'll
Okay.
be out here giving my 2 cents in the text world again real soon. Feels very bloggy. I'm going to do like the newsletter I used to do or whatnot, just like cool shit to check out or whatever. But I'm gonna give some thoughts from time to time. Probably like break down a couple of case studies and surveys or whatever. But I'm excited, man. No, I like kind of what Substack looks like. It gives like Twitter / Tumblr / like blog space / Mailchimp. I don't know how they made it happen,
Okay.
but checking people talk about it on YouTube and just write about it online, it seems like the space to really be in. I know Ryan can write, so if ever you ever feel inclined, you already know I'm gonna be subscribing to you, brother.
Man, that's I'm moving my writing onto the
No,
pod
that's
onto the
real. That's
content
real. That's real.
space.
They also have a
Uh,
podcast component and a video component on Substack. It's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, it's
oh
actually
well,
kind of crazy with that.
what's up?
Yeah,
Let's move the
I
pod
know.
there. What's
We
up?
gonna
Let
rap.
it
We gonna
go.
rap. But no, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Substack is kind of like I think is one of the things that's like the future of media. I think YouTube's growth and like the
Okay.
creator economy or whatever, that's going to continue to be a thing. YouTube is eating actual traditional media's like
YouTube.
food
Yeah.
all day, every day already. And they're going to have to innovate and build to like make it something, but it's going to be hard to kill YouTube as big as it is. But Substack and like long form content is really coming back. And Substack's where it's at. Your tweet can only be so far unless you want to pay Elon some money. But Substack, that shit free and
Right.
people pay you if they like you enough. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. This is like YouTube
Yeah.
and growth and Esco and like kind of what that means and getting behind it. So I really enjoy like what we got
Mhm.
going on. I got something with the
Yeah,
souls,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? I kind of just been on YouTube building it, you know what I mean? So because it's more
Mhm.
accessible, it feels like it's just like everybody get on YouTube. Substack, like you said, you really gonna have to be. That's for in the
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That's
It's
what.
still in this kind of my shit is called early adopter, but it's definitely still kind of in its early adopter phase over there. But I
Yeah.
can see the growth, especially considering, like I say, long form content is coming back. Like they've extended the shorts and reels. Like you don't have to have them so short anymore. I think you go like 5 minutes now on YouTube, and story time on TikTok. Like people are
Yeah.
it's moving further and further away from like a quick 15-30 seconds to like people actually sharing stories in series of them hoes. I know people that went viral that gave hours worth of material on story times and so I think we're seeing a somewhat of a pendulum swing. I mean, you can't just get the short dopamine boost all your time. And honestly, I think human biology still reigns supreme. At some point, we're going to want the thing that's missing. It's okay to get those likes and those shares, but
Yeah.
it's nothing like a good story or even podcasts are long form content, like sitting and listening to a
Series.
good
People love a
conversation.
series. People love to binge. People
For
love to
sure.
binge.
So
People
I
love to
think we're
binge.
definitely it's a weird space because I think it's just so much happening and then
Yeah.
politics and economy and all of that. But more people are going to be producing more content. So
Yeah.
if you really want to get out there, is survival of the fittest, baby.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy you on there. So I got a little stake in the game. I know I'll pop
Bless.
up on some. I'll pop up on an algorithm, organically
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
see
Nah,
me
for
on that
sure.
bitch.
The promotions and the pump outs and the texts will be coming real soon. I'm still getting a couple more posts off. I don't really like doing nothing just super bare bones, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a few more posts and I'll start asking people to follow me over there.
Something to read into. Well,
Yeah.
that's what's up. Make sure y'all tap in with everything. I appreciate y'all. We staying consistent with this. We have some moving parts, some life changing events happening, but we moving forward. We staying consistent. We about to start, flooding the streets. So
Yeah,
uh,
no, it's that
this
time.
this is another one. Again, shout out to the Lou. Everybody doing their thing. It's been a good summer. It's been a tough summer. After the post the tornado, I'll say hurricane, post the tornado. So we're coming back stronger than ever, baby.
Right.
So till next time, peace, y'all. We'll holler at you.
Right. Peace, y'all.